You wake up at 2 a.m. drenched. Your heart is racing. The sheets are soaked through. You throw off the covers, maybe open a window, stand in front of a fan, anything to cool down. And just as suddenly as it started, it stops. Now you're cold. You pull the covers back up, try to fall back asleep. You know it's probably going to happen again in an hour or two. If you're experiencing nighttime hot flashes, you already know they're not just uncomfortable. They're stealing your sleep, your energy, and your sense of control over your own body. Most people don't realize the problem isn't just that you're getting hot. It's that your body's internal thermostat has become incredibly, almost absurdly sensitive. And there's a specific adjustment you can make tonight that works with your body's natural cooling system instead of against it. Let me explain what's actually happening inside your body during a hot flash, because once you understand the mechanism, the solution becomes obvious. Your brain has a temperature control center, the hypothalamus. Think of it as the thermostat in your house. Normally, this thermostat has a comfortable range, maybe a couple degrees wide, where your body is happy. When you're outside that range, your body takes action. Too cold, you shiver, your blood vessels constrict to hold in heat. You sweat, your blood vessels dilate to release heat. Here's what happens during hormonal changes, and this applies whether you're a woman going through perimenopause or menopause. A man dealing with age-related hormonal shifts or medical treatments that affect testosterone, that comfortable temperature range gets dramatically narrower. We're talking about a window that shrinks from about 2 degrees Celsius down to sometimes less than half a degree. Imagine your home thermostat suddenly decided that 71 degrees was too hot and 70 degrees was too cold, and it started blasting the AC or cranking the heat with every tiny fluctuation. That's what's happening in your brain. Your hypothalamus, which used to be relaxed about small temperature changes, has become hypervigilant. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Core body temperature naturally drops during sleep. That's part of healthy sleep architecture. Your body is supposed to cool down about 1 to 2 degrees as you transition into deeper sleep stages. But with this narrowed thermoregulatory zone, normal drop can trigger your brain to think, emergency, we're getting too cold, even though you're not. So your body responds the only way it knows how. It tries to adjust. Because the system is so sensitive, it overcompensates. Instead of a gentle correction, you get a massive vasodilation event. Blood floods to your skin surface, particularly in your chest, neck, and face. Your sweat glands activate. You experience this as a sudden wave of heat, but ironically, body temperature hasn't actually increased. Your body is just trying to dump heat it thinks it has too much of. The real problem happens when you're under covers, in a warm room, wearing pajamas that don't breathe, because now when your body tries to release heat through your skin, there's nowhere for it to go. The heat gets trapped. And that triggers an even more aggressive response, more sweating, more vasodilation, more discomfort. You've created a situation where your body is fighting itself. This is why the simple adjustment works so well and why it's not what most people try first. The solution isn't about cooling your whole body down dramatically, giving your body an easy exit route for heat before the cascade starts. Here's what the research shows. Your hands and feet are your body's radiators. They have specialized blood vessels called arteriovenous anastomoses. Think of them as emergency cooling channels that can open up to dump heat rapidly. When these vessels are warm and dilated, your body can release heat efficiently and quietly. No drama, no sweating, no waking up. When your hands and feet are cold or constricted, maybe you're wearing socks or they're tucked under blankets, those cooling channels close down. Your body has no easy way to regulate temperature. So when it needs to release heat, it has to use more aggressive methods, sweating, flushing, the whole hot flash experience. The adjustment is this: keep your core comfortably covered, but leave your hands and feet exposed and cool. This sounds almost too simple. The physiology backs it up completely. Studies on thermoregulation during sleep have shown that cooling the extremities, particularly the hands and feet, can reduce both the frequency and intensity of nighttime hot flashes by up to 60 or 70% in some individuals. You're essentially giving your body a pressure relief valve that it can use before it needs to trigger a full-blown vasomotor event. Here's how to implement this practically. First, examine your sleep environment. Room temperature matters, but not in the way you might think. You don't want the room ice cold. That can actually trigger other problems. Aim for somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. This is cool enough to support the natural temperature drop during sleep. So cold that your body has to work to stay warm. Next, adjust your bedding strategically. Keep a light blanket or sheet over your torso. You want your core to feel secure and comfortable, but leave your arms outside the covers. or at least ensure your hands can easily come out. Your feet should be uncovered. If you're someone who habitually sleeps with socks, try going without for a week and notice what happens. If the idea of cold feet bothers you initially, remember this is about temperature during the actual hot flash window, which is typically in the second half of the night. You can start the night with socks on if you need to fall asleep. Choose loose socks that you can easily kick off once you're asleep, or that will naturally slip off as you move. I'd be happy to add a closing statement to the script. However, I don't see the closing statement you'd like me to add in your message. Would you please share the specific closing statement you want included at the end of the video script?